Cats have a long history of strange symbolism in Korea. They are associated with things like bad luck, as well as the form often taken by evil spirits, but they are also associated with disease prevention. Their reputation is thus inherently complex in nature. But the representation in Korean media often subverts these traditional cultural ideas. In Twice's Scientist music video, as a means of defying logic, a cat hatches from a comically large blue egg in their laboratory. The music video defies all things scientific, but the idea of a cat appearing in places it shouldn't is considered terrifying by traditional standards, as cats infiltrating human spaces or perhaps taking literal steps in human shoes is meant to be foreboding. Instead of acting scared, though, the members of Twice are elated by this strange birth. In Hotel de Luna, the ghost of a tiger crosses paths with the owner of the ghost hotel, but she is able to maintain a sense of calm despite the notion that even dead bodies cannot rest in the presence of cats. The tiger also wants to return to its home, but specifically haunts the owner of a human-made painted rendition. Traditionally, like I said, a cat stepping foot in a human space is a terrifying thought, but it is the step the characters must take to alleviate the owner of the painting's affliction, which is already a strange setup when large cat paintings are actually thought to prevent disease, not cause harm. The topic I want to linger on in this video, however, is the representation of cats in IVE's Baddie music video. And I think this song is very special. It was kind of teased in I Am. The song obviously says, be a writer, the genre is fantasy. And this is a fantasy, but I've asked what part the writer can play entrenched in the fantasy themselves as these cat people, the titular baddies. Then again, I feel we don't really get to know what being a baddie is actually all about, no matter how many times they say it in the lyrics. I had a poetry professor who said to never pull your title from the poem itself because it's missing an opportunity to give an extra layer of depth. I think it works with Baddie's music video specifically because the way the baddies are represented doesn't actually give us answers about who these women are. There is still that dissociation between the literal subjects, the title, versus the characters it describes. There's an air of mystery, one might say, that never goes away fully. Who even are these women, these cat women? They're causing a stir in town, but they must not have come from out of nowhere, and at least until the end of the music video, what exactly is the chaos they're causing? We don't even really know if they are cats who turn into people or people who turn into cats. I think it's the former, though, in part due to the scene of Yujin in a pool with a fork, which I assume hints the baddies want to be a part of the human world despite their actual origins, a la Ariel. After all, beneath the surface are fish, so this seems to be an attempt to overcome symbols of their hunger. That being said, while cats in human places are meant to be terrifying, we also see them as humans in cat places, creating this sense of uncanny. But they do notably infiltrate the fish market as well, appearing normal at first before taking the form of cats and scaring people. Their more human consciousness is still represented in their minds, but the cats are low to the ground, and the idea of cat paws and human shoes is meant to be particularly terrifying, hence the regular humans' horrified reactions. We also have shots of Wonyoung in shoes made to look like cat paws, so that concept is something they have also introduced into their own lives in a fun sort of way. They fill their carts at the fish market with cans of fish, suggesting their human forms are still privy to their cat senses of needing satiation, but they aren't like werewolves, losing control of themselves for a period of time and wreaking havoc due to being in that state. We see them both trying to blend in as humans and performing these strange rituals ingrained in the cat society traditions, while in whatever form. We see them just teasing humanity when they have these press interviews, so the issue is much more complex than their mere existence. If the baddies are destroying human society, they must be doing something more than scaring people at a grocery store. The problem isn't them. A problem is there when you see the giant cats around as they dance, as that at least alludes to the netherworld spirits giant cats were thought to embody. But what is Ive doing? Is a baddie more so something to represent than something to define? In their own fantasy, are they something we other? Are they the other? Are they deciding when they have the realm of fantasy not to reach heaven but to raise hell? Are they themselves hell as part of being strange to us? And what about our roles in this? Do we at all force this upon them for just for being strange. Even bearing this line of questioning in mind, we have to think back to Yujin in the pool. I don't think their permanent goal is to be othered, to be known as Catwomen, but it is a reality they might have to just embrace. They were given a title, whether its specifics apply to their more specific identities or not, and as theoretical writers, what control did they have over this? I don't know if there is an answer to be had. We do have to note the music video starts with all of this media coverage, repeating the title again and again, but we see the actual title card take over, and Wonyoung swipes it away in a furry hat before walking off as a cat. The news is something you can turn off, but you have to wonder if there is some part of them that just doesn't fully want to. There is a complex situation where they want to embody both of their bodies, and if that is a contentious lifestyle, it's still the lifestyle they choose. I mean, Ray probably has two-toned eyeshadow for this reason, and we can see the wheels of their grocery cart pushing their mysterious intentions further are just as low to the ground as them in their cat forms. They are more than one thing. We actually see them jump at people in the camera footage, but that's never a truth we capture from the girls' perspectives. Perspective is important here. After all, we also see Liz filming herself, and we see the footage in a sort of onslaught of TVs, but you can't see her physical body on top of the boxes in the market, just her face. They take their representation seriously, and that is why it is elusive and frustrating for being elusive. They really are daring us to catch them if we can, knowing fully well that we can't.